Page 65, scaling in C major. We already covered C major, doesn't have any sharps or flats. It uses only the white keys on the piano, no black keys. Now on page 64 they talk half steps and whole steps. Have we not had whole steps and half steps yet? I thought we did. Just in case, I can't remember now. I get confused with all these different method books. They all present it just at different times. I don't know. A half step is simple. It's just it's the closest distance between any two notes. All right. So you go from one note up or down, note next to it on the piano, white or black. So it would be here or here. It's a half step. A whole step is two halves. Two halves equal a whole. Okay. So you take two half steps from half step. That's a whole step. Simply put, on a piano, a whole step has one key in between the two notes, white or black. Whole step because that key's in between them. Okay. Whole step because that key's in between. That's a half step. So I gotta go to here to whole step. Whole step because there's one key in between. Alright? Whole step. Alright, go half step, or whole step. That's all it is. That's whole step and half step. Whoa. Well, scales are built, or we also call them modes, are built on a certain pattern of half steps and whole steps. Major scales, like in C major, the pattern, they give you the pattern on 64. You can look at it and figure it out. It's a whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And that's the pattern. So if you use that pattern, start on any note, you will get a major scale. That is the pattern for a major scale, any key signature. Happens to be easy to point out in C major because C only uses the white, and it's easy to see the whole steps and half steps in there. So whole, half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half. On page 65, they have the major scale written out for you. That's nice of them. And there is sort of a standard fingering for C major. Now, people have come along from time to time, and still will in the future, and come up with other fingerings for scales they think is better. But these fingers have been used for hundreds of years. They work well. I recommend you use them. You can always go do my video on C major scale. It's good for you. Do the beginner assignment in there, because I have beginner, intermediate, and advanced in there. Do the beginner in there. Once you've gone through the circle of fifths, you don't know what that is, don't worry about it, but you'll learn them. But once you have done that, then you can do the intermediate. Well, the circle of fifths for beginners, you don't go all the way through. You go up to 4 sharps and 4 flats. Never mind. So let's just take a look at the first two measures, because that's dealing with a C major scale, ascending, or going up, 1 octave. Right, for the right hand. You're starting on the thumb, 1, 2, 3, and the thumb plays the F. And this is where you're crossing under. Okay, now I recommend you just cross over and reach it. Right. Some people teach, no, you can tilt it there, or you can move the hand very quickly. Can't do that without losing some sound, but I recommend you just reach the thumb under. Once you're there, you can go all the way up. Now, they don't here, but you could. If you wanted to keep going, rather than the little finger, you put your thumb on that, because the thumb plays the C and the F. Right? And keep going. Okay. And that is the right hand going up. The left hand going down is the same as the right hand going up. They're mirroring each other. So you start with the thumb, 2, 3, and the thumb, and this one plays the G. You reach the thumb under and get the G. The little finger ends it. If you wanted to keep going down rather than the little finger, you put your thumb on that. You can do these together if you want. It's not hard. they cross at the same time, they mirror each other. Now on the second line, the right hand's going down, the left hand's going up. They're doing it at the same time, but it doesn't matter because you're mirroring each other. Just look at the right hand by itself. You have starting at the top and you're going down to the thumb on the F. You're going to cross over and put the third finger on the E. Yeah. Right. Ooh. Okay. Left hand's the same as the right hand. Is you cross over and put the third finger on the G. Right. Ooh. Not hard at all. It really isn't. Now in the second measure there, in the left hand they put the C in parentheses. That's telling you that that note is actually being played by the other hand, and you don't need to play it. The one in parentheses, you don't actually need to play it. So when you're coming down and you get to the C, let the right hand play it, right, and then the left hand can wait for the whole note. You get that again at the last line. You get that C in parentheses. They have a repeat sign. We've had repeat signs before, which means we're going to play this whole thing twice. Now they're saying play piano on the repeat, which means the first time is forte, you can play it loud. Then when you go back and play it again, you can play the whole thing soft. The idea is so you get practice at playing loud and soft, all right? When we play this together, I'm going to play it all about the same because I want you to hear the notes. I want to remind you the tie. The left hand, second line, last two measures, that B, that's tied. So don't play the second B, just hold the first B down. Let's try this out together and see what happens. Common time, which is another way of saying 4/4 time. Remember earlier in a video I think I said 4/4 time is like the most common time signature. Well, you can use a C instead, and it's called common time. And it means 4/4. I use them interchangeably. Just common time, 4/4, whatever. I'm going to give you 4 counts, and we'll come in together. All right, here we go. Put your right hand where it goes. Now you can leave your left hand down on your lap for the first couple of measures, or most of them, because it's not needed. Just make sure that you get it up to where it goes before the third measure starts. Okay? Or you can put them both there. Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. Two, three, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest. Two, three, 4, 1, 2, 3, repeat. Two, three, 4, 1, 2, 3, rest.